Is this the worst fight night of the year? Worst card of the year in general? Because I think it is, bro. We're talking about UFC Fight Night Mexico, Moreno versus Kavanagh. We're going to be breaking down the main card. There's like 3 decent fights on it, 3 fights I want to watch. I'm going to watch all of it, but like only like 3 fights that are worth watching. And even they're not really worth watching. You know what I mean? We're going to break this down, the entire main card. Fuck the prelims. Fuck the early prelims, bro. Who even on them? I'll be looking at this card. It's like, who the fuck are you? Like Conor McGregor, like, who the fuck is that guy? You know what I mean? But without any further ado, let's break down the first fight in the card. We have the border boy Santiago Luna versus Angel Pacheco. Now, be honest, not super familiar with both these guys. I checked them out surely for the purpose of making this video. Santiago Luna is obviously undefeated, 7-0, very new to the UFC, very new to MMA kind of in general. But he is undefeated. He is 1-0 in the UFC, and he is versing a veteran in Angel Pacheco. Now, Santiago Luna, he is kind of a Max Holloway type. He's the one who's going to like push the volume, just in your face, constant pressure, just doesn't allow you to get comfortable. And Angel Pacheco, I think he's kind of checked out. He's on like 2-fight losing streak. He is 34, which is kind of old for flyweight division. Oh, fuck, these guys aren't flyweights. The fuck am I talking about? They're bantamweights. But y'all know what I mean, bro. Kind of old for the sport. He's on a 2-fight losing streak. He's only 7-3 too. So like, maybe got into the sport late. I guess I'm not super familiar with him. I'm going to take Santiago Luna by KO. I could also see just being a decision. But I am going to take Santiago Luna by KO, and I am pretty confident in that pick. All right, guys, moving up the card, we do have Emmanuel Rodriguez versus Kevin Boras. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not too sure. But this is, that meme where it's like the main event, and it's kind of a boring fight, and it's like 2 flyweights in the early prelims, and they're just like going nuts. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You've seen that meme, bro. That's this fight, but it just made it to the main card. So we got Emmanuel Rodriguez. He has sharp punches. He's super fast. He like quick combinations. He's just going to go in there and just like pound at you. And he's very confident in his striking. Then we have Kevin Boras, who's kind of trying to go in there and kind of make it like a car crash. You know what I mean? His goal is just to go in there, make it messy. He wants to have a bar fight. Now, I am pretty confident in Rodriguez to win this fight. I think he's more skilled technically. I think he's going to be too fast for him. I think that, I feel like for Boras to win, he has to kind of go in there and get comfortable, kind of like land a few big shots, mix in some grappling. But I think that Rodriguez is going to be too fast for him. You know what I mean? I think it's going to go kind of like Sean Strickland versus Fluffy Hernandez did in a way, where Fluffy just couldn't get a takedown. Fluffy just couldn't land any big punches because just Sean Strickland was just too fast for him. I think that's going to be really similar to this fight, but Rodriguez is definitely more aggressive than Strickland. Yeah, I'm going to go Rodriguez by KO. I could see it being a decision. But I think Rodriguez does go in there. I do think he gets this done. All right, we have 3 fights into the card. And let me tell you, leave it in the comments. Do y'all know who any of these guys are? Have you heard of them? Because, I kind of haven't before this video type shit. And y'all can call me a casual, but, this is just such an awful card, dude. Most of these guys have done 1 fight in the UFC, probably on the early prelims, and now they're getting up into the main card, dude. It's kind of wild. But our next fight is we do have Edgar Chairez versus Felipe Bunes. Now, I do think this is another one where I am pretty confident in Chairez's ability to make it. Sorry, my bad, Chairez. Chairez is a very aggressive grappler, very strong in submission, very comfortable in strangles, and he is always going for that choke. Now, Felipe Bunes, he is more balanced. He's more of kind of mixing it up. He can kind of strike at range, but he is kind of unproven at a higher level. And I think that Chairez is going to go in there. He's going to take this to the ground. He's going to get a submission. I think it's going to be I think he's just going to dominate him on the ground. You know what I mean? I don't think that Bunes can really stop his grappling. I think Chairez is just too good at grappling, too good at Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I think if he doesn't get it by submission, he's just going to be on top of him for 15 minutes. So hopefully he gets a submission win, so it's not just a boring fucking slugfest. But yeah, that's that fight. That's that fight. All right. Boom. All right, next fight on the card, we do have Bobby Green versus Daniel Zellhuber. That's right, I called him Bobby Green. I am not calling another man king. But we do got Bobby Green here. And I'll be rooting for Bobby Green. I'm going to just be candid here, but I'll be honest with you guys. As much as I want to pick Bobby Green and as much as I think he's more skilled, I think he's too chinny. All right, so let's just get into it. Bobby Green does have elite boxing. He's a ton of UFC experience, but here's the thing, dude. He's just so hittable. He doesn't have the chin to take the hits anymore. Daniel Zellhuber is long. He has a pause. Daniel Zellhuber, he's tall. He is a super long, lengthy fighter. He's a huge reach advantage. He just has clean shots. I don't think he has great defense, but I just feel like just with his range and his speed and his striking, I just feel like he's going to go in there and he's going to knock out Bobby Green, bro. And I hope Bobby Green can get it done. I'm rooting for him. And as much as it's kind of skill versus chinniness, you know what I mean? And it's just kind of the same thing with Jeff Neal versus Josh Medic, dude. It's just yeah, on paper, Jeff Neal is more skilled than Ross, but it's just too chinny, you know? I just don't think he can take hits, and I think he's very hittable, and he's going to get hit. So, and finally, a fight that I actually want to watch, we have Marlon Chito Vera versus David Martinez, dude. Now, I know a lot of people are taking Martinez to win this, but there's no way my boy Chito Vera is losing 4 fights in a row, bro. He's not going to be Chito Ferguson Vera, dude. I don't know. He's 33. We know Chito's 33. He is a long-time contender, super durable, iron chin. He does go for submissions. He does hit hard. He does start slow, though. Then we got David Martinez. He's hungry. He's probably going to push the pace early. He does have cleaner, more technical striking than Chito. I don't know. My heart's telling me Chito. My brain's telling me Martinez. I am going to listen to my heart here, though. I'm picking Chito to win. I think he's going to get a 3rd round KO. I hope so. I'm picking with my heart here. Leave this one off the parlay, please. But honestly, I think Martinez is going to win the 1st round and probably the 2nd one. I don't know. I hope Chito wins. I'm rooting for him. I think he should have won his last fight. I kind of wasn't happy with that decision. But moving on, to our main event. One of the best main events of the year. That's the fucking lie, dude. We got Brandon Moreno versus Loner Kavanagh, who was recently taken out of the top 15 for kind of no reason. He was ranked 15, but he got ranked kind of for no reason, and then he got removed kind of for no reason also. So we have Brandon Moreno, a top 3 fighter in the division, versus an unranked fighter in Loner Kavanagh. Now, I'll just be frank with you guys. I think Brandon Moreno wins. God, I hope Brandon Moreno wins. So Brandon Moreno obviously is a former champion. He has high pace. He has great cardio. He's elite scrambles. He does have strong boxing, and he's very durable. Now, I think they wanted to go in here and they wanted to give him a win. You know what I mean? I think they could have found someone higher ranked for him to fight, but I just don't think he wanted to take those fights. You know what I mean? Obviously, he was going to fight Almabayev, but Almabayev pulled out because of injury. Loner Kavanagh stepped up. It's a big opportunity for him. You know, obviously, we saw Joshua Van take a big opportunity, a big jump, and he rose to the occasion and he won that, and it was an amazing fight. But I don't know. Brandon Moreno just has to win, bro. I think if Kavanagh can slow down the pace, throw in some scrambles, get some takedowns, get some ground game going, I think maybe that's kind of his only route to victory. But I just think Moreno is just going to go in there. He's going to try to keep range. He's going to hit him with volume. I don't know. I just can't see Brandon Moreno losing this, guys. I just cannot see him losing this. I just think that the UFC wanted to give him a win here. They wanted to get him back in the winning conversation. That's why they give him someone as unskilled as Kavanagh. Now, we do know what happens after people lose to Charles Johnson. Usually that goes pretty well for them, so maybe he will beat Moreno. But I don't know. I just think I'm picking Moreno to win. I think the UFC wants him to win. I think even if it's close, they're going to give it to him in the decision. But yeah, that's my picks. And let's hop right into the Degeneracy Parlay. Degeneracy Parlay. That was cringe. But for the Degeneracy Parlay out there, we are taking Brandon Moreno money line. Brandon Moreno most shots. We're going to take... Who else do we want to take? This is It's a question here. We're going to take Edgar Chavez. We're going to take Rodriguez, money line. I'm going to take Rodriguez, most significant strikes. And you know what? One more. Santiago Luna, money line. Yeah, my degenerate gambler, bro. There's your parlay. I know last week's parlay didn't go too well, but this one, bro, like all the fights are so bad. Like I feel like they're gonna make them really easy to predict, or everything's just gonna be wrong. You know, that's kind of like betting on the early prelims. But usually, I'm always right with the early prelims. So we'll see. We'll see. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think of this card. Do you think it's as bad as I'm saying it is? Because I do. If you guys like the video, leave a like on the video, leave a comment, subscribe to this new channel. Really help me out. But as always, this is Hard Takes MMA. Keep watching the fights and stay hard.
Got a private jet, but I stay up in the shadows. Late night in the city, yeah, I'm winning all the battles. I'm a billionaire, boy, go check the tag bucket. Black on black suit, yeah, custom made jacket.